Hi all. So I'm just kind of doing a test. I've got my new headphones on, which is pretty cool. Usually have them with the cord on because it kind of is like a weird autistic thing to need the cord, which I didn't really realize it was. Made me feel comfortable, but I guess I kind of got used to these ones. It was scary at first, but yeah. So I'm kind of trying to do I didn't really have much to talk about on this, but I was doing a video, kind of on like trauma and repression and secrets. A lot of us have trauma in life. It can come from many different places or many different forms. Some people might have trauma that is inherently worse than another person, but that still doesn't mean that someone else went through any less, because if you're in that situation and someone was still bullying you and being mean, someone could have been like essayed or almost murdered or abused. And what they went through was horrible, but just because someone like that has gone through that, you got to remember that other people still have the trauma they went through as well. So like just because someone might have been abused or abandoned, that's still really really traumatizing for someone. Or someone's bullied, like that's still trauma. So just because you went through something worse, it doesn't mean anyone else went through anything less. What you went through might be a little bit more hard to deal with by comparison, but still, whatever someone else went through is still trauma, so it doesn't mean they went through any less than they went through. It just means you've gone through something that was a little bit tougher over time. Um, yeah. I can't really think of any particular stories about this or anything. Um, for like the trauma videos, like I've heard horrible stories. I've heard some people like some of us are in situations. The situation we've been in before, um, was something to do with work and this or that, and I was going through situations at home which ended up getting worse, and like something was happening at work. Like one of my managers who was doing this kind of sex work things and this or that, and not everyone else was, and everyone assumed it was the same. And someone at work owed some people money, and there was these people constantly coming in and harassing the work and scaring all the underage workers as well. I was an underage worker too, um, under the age of 18, and stuff like that. Um, I think I've talked about the some other things in some story talk relativity things of like the rape and the attempted murder situations, and even one that sticks with me is being raped, having people come in when I'm showering my ex, because my ex was unable to rape and murder me on their own, so they went to other people, and being like essayed and assaulted in the shower, like from behind this or that, and there was like, I don't know, probably eight or something people there, and at first, like when they did this, I wasn't letting them touch me. I was like fighting them off, but I was kind of like, I'm not gonna be able to make it out of this room, and I managed to fight these people off so far, but I don't know what to do, because if I do, they're just getting angrier and it's getting worse, in what to do surviving it and this or that. So this ended in a situation of like the rape and not getting a thing and not getting a towel, and there was a cold snap at that point in time, which isn't so bad in Australia compared to other places, but there was a cold snap, and I was kind of like forced outside naked in the cold snap, and I kind of just grabbed my bike, and at that point in time, the only safe place I had where I was going to be going on that night, probably I think it was anyway, was work. So I just drove right straight past like the police station, and went to work because it was a safe place, which is weird because some weird stuff happened there as well, to do with like someone saying, this has happened a bunch of times. Someone said, "Don't drink it, it's Fanta." I was like, well, I think this is Sprite. And there were some managers there a couple of managers who had been dating underage people too, and the managers been dating underage people, and they were like staying secret about it. And I heard they were going around. I was like, ew, why would you do that, kind of, but they were going around trying to date all these underage workers before they were 18 and this or that. And this person, I think he was dealing drugs and this or that apparently too. But yeah, there was also I think some possible sex situations and rapey situations and this or that going on to do with that or to do with the outside situation. I don't know if it was this or that, but the manager had said they were doing this or that too. And I kind of ended up being friends with one of them. I can't really remember why, because there was all this trauma based surrounding this or that, and it started with some situations with like me, like these people were all these older, like 25 to 30-year-old, like probably the age I am now. Guys were all kind of effing each other secretly and doing this or that, and like there were some situations with some workers which was pretty questionable. And they got caught out doing it, and they thought I did because they said don't tell anyone, and I had refused to have sex with these people, and there were some bad situations at work because of this or that. And yeah, that's all injustice, but you kind of got to talk up about it because some people out there don't trust police because they've got negative experiences, or like, some people might be raised to not trust police or this or that. And some of them might be doing bad situations where they're like on drugs because it helps them cope with the rape or the abuse or the neglect or the bullying or this or that, or because they're just addicted because they want to try it for their friends because they didn't want to be alone as well. Some people, a lot of people, it's a coping mechanism. Some people can do it spiritually too. But you might want to go and seek help. And sometimes I'm not saying everyone out there is going to be helpful, but some of them can be traumatizing. Some of them can be rude or mean. Some of them don't have the empathy or understand because they come from different backgrounds and they just had a different way of doing things growing up. But that can happen with friends just as much as it can happen with anything. Yeah. At least it's not as bad as getting to these alleged Mexican situations I hear about where, I kid you not, some of the rumors going around is that some of these people will literally steal, like, these faces of these other people in these weird Mexican situations and, like, steal people's, like, faces and this or that. If they don't do it willingly, then they, like, cut these people into pieces and steal their faces and try to give, like, transplant surgeries of all these attractive parts to the ones who do all this sex work and things and, like, these bars and shit. It's, like, horrible, horrible shit, but at least it never got there, you know what I mean? In the relevancy of it all. Let's see. In traumas, I'm just going to pull out this one, the King of Wands. Sitting there, staff in hand. I'm getting someone might be drunk or drinking out of a bottle with a bottle in a bag, holding something in one hand. Discerning. So, someone's going to be quite very messed up on to do with this. I don't know if it's a trauma or the fact that this was or wasn't happening. So yeah. And we have the devil in reverse, so going a different route or option about this. But obviously we can see these people enchained standing above them. These chained people were standing above them. I don't know, these people trapped or chains, so that was kind of interesting. Like I've heard in some of these situations, at least there's no, I've been watching yokai videos, at least there's no yokai equivalents with the burnt face people or anything, because I heard of this woman who had a horrible story. I'm glad it didn't end there for me. With she's got a slit mouth because her partner was like, oh, no one else can have you if I can't this or that, and apparently some rumors say they cursed him and they slit her mouth, and she's like, am I beautiful? And my ex tried throwing acid at me in my face, which gave me these little burnt marks. They tried kicking me when I was down in the face, so I'm glad I don't have a flat face, burnt ass face. Sometime died from weird pedophilia, sickness ring, being covered in horrid things. Okay, so we have an upside down thing or situation. I have a ball falling into someone's hand, a ball or an orb or something falling into someone's hand. Yeah, I might have to search a root meaning for this. So, an object or item is placed into someone's hand. someone is on a journey home from somewhere. Someone is on a journey back or some journey home or journey home somewhere from something or someone. Um, they have a compass guiding them, so someone's going to use a compass, a particular kind of compass, backwards to go back somewhere and find something. The world in reverse. So on this one, we have something, I think it represents a cherub or the cherubim, which is supposed to be, the four cherubim are supposed to be like, one of them is love, one of them is innocence, one of them is life, one of them is compassion, or one of them also might be cheeky, as well, is one of the names, I believe. I've heard rumors of that, I can't guarantee it, but one of them was known to be cheeky. They were kind of like naughty rather than being bad or evil. Yeah, it reminds me of all of this or that, because I've heard that certain beings and angels are associated with sex as well as life and fertility. So I don't think a baby would be that. A baby could be innocence and this or that, but I don't really know if it'd be a life or not, because I know the being of life is this or that, and compassion is healing, and sex and life are this or that. I don't know if they're separate angels or things that or not, but yeah. So in reverse, we have the eagle face, the lion face, and the ox-faced being, and the human face. Sitting in reverse, so this being is looking down on the world. So they're very much looking down on the world, or people, or certain people in situations. They've got this one person here, this one group of people, or one person, held higher than the others. But this cherub or cherubim being is looking down on the earth and the world, and looking this or that, which is funny because tonight I looked up and I thought I saw a giant glowing red eye that matched up with like one of the depictions of a biblically accurate angel, but I don't think that's true because it could have been something scary. But it's kind of interesting. I was like lying around in the grass, feeling the grass, feeling the grass wrap around my arms and feeling it, which was kind of cool. Kind of fun. It was nice. It was relaxing. It was peaceful. I wouldn't mind doing that for a while. But yeah. So the cherubim looking down on the world and looking and viewing and seeing something. And I get that they're going to be judging a lot of people. A lot of people are going to get judged for situations and actions, which is kind of interesting. You know, if you don't really know much about it, if anyone even watches this video, you could look at it. You got the ox ones, which is like the two little horns and scruffy face, bearded things, and then the human face, which is just a normal face, and the bird face, I don't know if it's just like a bird nose, or if they start getting some weird eagles, or like a lion face. I don't know what color it's going to be, because maybe they're all different colors, maybe they're not. And the normal face. I've heard rumors that the biblically accurate angels are terrifying. Like, these ones are also supposed to have talons. I don't know if it's their hands or feet that are talons, and they get like browny bronze copper skin when they start turning into the cherubim. It's kind of cool. They seem pretty scary, but I guess as long as you do the right thing, you got nothing to scared of, and you only get punished for what you do. We have someone who's going to be trying to pack up and move to a new area. So someone's going to try to move or pack up and go to a new area and take with them the things that they have done and the things that they've tried to plant here, or the things they've tried to plant and achieve. They're going to be packing up and taking all these things and moving away to a new place. Why are they moving to a new place? Okay, so all in all, something stronger than them, so there's a situation they can't really overcome. We have this, it looks like a vine growing downwards with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pentacles of coins on there. I can't really remember what the 8 means, the number 8 means in this or that, but I'm getting someone is losing a lot of value, or losing a lot of value, or losing some value. So someone's money or someone's value is decreasing. So they're taking what they have. They've got a cup, a single cup instead of many cups. And they're moving forward to a new area because something was stronger than them and they couldn't overcome it. And they've lost out on a lot of things they've gotten and gained. And the Page of Patience. The Page of Pentacles. Okay, so we can see this. There's a fox or a cat on this person's head. So it's either a fox or a cat. Oh no, that's just a head beanie thing. Well, I think there's like a little fox or a cat or something sitting on this person's head sometime that likes to sit there. Which is kind of interesting. And they're holding a unique gift in their hands. Like the universe has given this person a gift. And they accepted it. I can see flowers blooming beneath this man's feet. It's a cool man in the green shirt. I think the universe has given them a gift, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm getting someone has or should be receiving or should have blossoming abundance, which is kind of cool. See any overall messages for this? Okay, let's see the story, the overall story behind this. Okay, this is upside down. I get that this card, the Two of Cups in this suit, represents healing, but this is upside down. So someone was trying to destroy or damage something in an inevitable, irreparable way. This information, someone was hard at work building their own home, building their own house, and two people who is trusted to them, who people might not know trusted, they might know one is, but they might not know the other one was an undercover trusted one. The Three of Pentacles here has gone and told someone about what's happening in a situation, something that's been done. We have the Queen of Wands upside down. I'm getting this as something to do with death, or being a death. I know this is not the death card, but I'm getting the Queen of Wands represents like a queen associated with death, or a skull. So there's a skull involved in this, or a death or a skull situation that has happened, something to do with a skull. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. So this looks like three upside down women who are holding their cups up to the universe, but they are holding them down. So perhaps they're using these cups to stop something from coming out of where it should. They're going to be sticking these cups somewhere and stopping the energy from coming out where it should. So cups have been hidden inside of things to capture the energy of something else, or stop something from coming out, or stop energy from coming out. The Queen of Cups in reverse. So, oh, see, this might have a little cherubim angel in it too. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, so there's groups and fruits and seeds like tithes and offering to this woman. She's not interested. She's got her cup, and her cup is magnificent and majestic, and she looks over the water and contemplates, but she doesn't actually know what's inside her cup or what her cup holds. So I'm getting she's excited to see it, or excited to see what it has in store, or excited to open it and see what happens. Okay. Someone has or is stabbing a sword into the ground. And they're going to stop something from getting a crown or a throne that is not rightfully theirs to hold or bear. Not rightfully theirs, Some beings in their history or mythology, this or that, some beings could actually have a crown somewhere. There could be like this crown with green all around it, jeweled and anointed crowns. These crowns could be perfectly fit to someone's head, and the legend or rumor is that when these crowns are made for you, no one else can actually wear the crown unless you allow them to specifically, and so don't let anyone else wear it, because these crowns are supposed to be specifically fitted for people's head and when they grow bigger and this or that. And it's also something about the specific top of the head that you can tell which lines have had crowns on them, this or that before, and all this or that. Like these crowns, everyone got fitted with the little jewels on them and this or that. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. So someone is kind of going to be on a boat. They're going to be trying to get a woman, an innocent woman, a hobbled woman, away from this. In the background, there are some trees that look unnatural and something that's going to try to stop this voyage with holes. But again, I've seen this before. They're going to possibly even try to use the swords to stop the holes. They might it look like stabbing them through the bottom, but they're stabbing them where the holes have already been made, as well. Maybe when they make the holes, they're stabbing them through. They're stabbing through so they can't make the holes and get too close in the way they're swimming. I don't know. It's kind of interesting because doesn't it seem like it could sink anyway? Okay, we have women and their dogs and their goats and the pets, a farmland and a marketplace with bountiful fruition. A lot of things there, but I'm getting in the way that these pentacles are ordered in this card. These dogs, one of them could be trying to sneak away this magical item or object or artifact, because it might have something to do with something, it might not. I'm getting there could be trap success, like someone's trying to trap a successful being or person or trap success or something. Someone is waking up to something or seeing a situation now that may have or may not have already happened. There are swords, basically a bunch of swords pointed right beside them, and some of the edges might cut them. They're pointing away in a different direction. It's like could be getting thrown away from someone as well. The moon in reverse. We have a dog, a red and a yellow dog. Or is that a dog and a fox? I think it's a dog and a fox. And upside down, there's like, a little bug crawling out from underneath the thing. They're howling. It looks like the sun. I thought it was the sun, but it looks like the sun and the moon. They're bellying at the moon. They're chasing the moon or chasing the sun. They're chasing the day and seizing the day and seizing the moment. I don't know if they're against each other. One is giving chase and one is not. But these beings are basically just chasing the day and going with it. And there's a person here sitting on a stool that was given to them. Behind them, they have 9 chalices. Whether or not they earned these chalices or these chalices were just there from someone else, so they're like, I got a lot of money, I got a lot of this, I got a lot of back behind me in this situation, so there's nothing you can do yet. Or maybe it could be someone who's a victim in this situation getting back, but someone is heavily relying on backup because they're not really capable of doing this themselves or anything themselves. Like, they're not really capable of getting through something or a situation themselves. So in the end, a hierophant, a position of a hierophant, being taken down. So someone who's a hierophant who shouldn't be in a hierophant, and someone just on their merry way, collecting sticks or going on a hike. I'm getting someone could be going on a hike to do with this situation. So I'm getting there's a fake hierophant who's being brought down, and someone could be climbing or hiking, and they're going to look at them in relation or relevancy to this hierophant card, this man or position of power. And let's see something to do with that. This is the same cards again, isn't it? Okay, so this person, someone trusted someone and they stabbed them essentially with 3 swords in this heart to try to ruin them and the situation to make something it should not be. An upside down knight. So someone speeding into battle, but there's clouds around it, so I'm getting this person might not be charging in for what they think they're charging in for. Okay. And we have a blind woman who looks like she's frail. This represents someone who looks frail or delicate or weak, but actually they're quite skilled and they know what they're doing, and they could basically take on this person's entire army blindfolded, and they know it or they don't know it. They're capable of taking this. Someone looks quite weak and frail, like they might lose, like they're very vulnerable, and they have all these opportunities to take them out, but this person is sitting there not reacting. Some people might notice this, some people might not, but most people in these situations would have reacted already. This person is blindfolded or closing their eyes on purpose because they're essentially ready. So now I think about it, it is a boy. But yeah, so this person could blatantly be like ready because they can basically just take on this whole army blindfolded if they wanted to. and people have looked at them as frail and weak, especially because they're so oblivious and not aware of these things. But anyone is going to be aware of these things going on around them, and they're quite aware. And there will no end to this. Someone dropping the cloak and revealing something. So there's a cloak, someone's going to be getting rid of the cloak and dropping the cloak and revealing something, revealing a truth, revealing a shadow, revealing something that was known or not known, there or not there as well. Don't forget, some of your best ideas haven't happened yet. You know, do you think the man who invented a wheel started saying, I'm going to invent a wheel? Or did he say, I want to make something today and I'm going to try? And he just accidentally invented it on the way. Or maybe he did, maybe he stole it. Some stories say the man we think invented the wheel actually stole it. And it was, in the first time the wheel was almost invented was in the caveman era, but people thought it was ridiculous and a stupid idea and no one would like it, and they were like, who's job right, it don't make sense to us, because their brains weren't actually advanced enough to realize why it would help them. And be the type of person you'd most like to meet. So be that person you want to meet in life. Don't wait for someone to be that for you. You can be that for yourself. Although I would still look for those qualities in someone if it's what you want. Stop everything and stand in front of your mirror and say I love you to yourself 20 times. Maybe out loud, maybe not. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so someone in a situation or this or that situation, perhaps to do with a woman in a green shirt who had braces when they were younger. I'm getting a black haired woman. Trust in the creative spark you've been feeling and express it through written stories that inspire and enlighten. You presently being called upon to provide leadership, and someone should trust they're capable of doing it. In the future, there is a weasel. Someone should be silent and pay attention rather than saying what they want or think. Simply observe with the eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening in and around them. In the past, representative to a gorilla. I've heard gorillas are rapists sometimes, but I don't know because I've never really met a gorilla. Take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. It's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over-dependency to others. A cat. Okay. You're in the middle of a period of darkness, so it's going to take a while to end it, but creating a sacred space for yourself in your home and or place of work to avoid this, for your future, you need a me space. No one else's space. Everyone should have their little spaces for themselves. Indulge your creative side. Imagine, like your magical self, what you could be. Imagine the universe and what it's given you so far and what you could get back. Sure, there's been these shitty situations, but sometimes in shitty situations it sucks, but sometimes they can holster or show us a warning for other people. Like I said, this on Success Ones, but if someone is a greedy, corrupt man who has a lot of money, it can sometimes be just a very bad thing because, they're a horrible, horrible person. Sometimes it could make way for something better in the future, or it could warn the people and it could make the people unite so that they go together and nothing like that ever happens in this town again. Yeah, imagine the blessings that life and the universe gave to you, um, and what you got, and what it is, and what it could be. You know what I mean? The gifts and blessings of life. Some people are in shitty situations, but some people can handle that because, the creation and the goodness is not responsible for doing that. They might be responsible for training someone or preparing someone to end it, though. Some people could be sent in the situation to end it. And remember to see something as its own beauty and what it truly is. You know what I mean? Okay, peace.